Do you trust yourself more than anyone else? Or do you ever let conventional wisdom or other people's opinions make your decisions for you? You're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how you can believe in yourself and be happy with who you are so that you feel worthy of your craziest dreams and confident in your power to make them happen. My name is Ailey. I'm a coach, writer, and Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher. This is episode 85, and it's about a subtle form of trying to be normal. So I talked about trying to be normal in an episode a while ago and how it creates a disconnect with yourself because you end up rejecting part of yourself in favor of trying to fit in. And I caught myself doing something similar recently, and I was like, ooh, I need to talk about this because it was really interesting. So a few months ago, I was walking in the ravine. So I was immersed in nature and feeling really connected and happy and just in a really uplifted state. And in that state, the thought came to me, I really need to do a workshop with Steven Pressfield. And I was really excited about that idea. And it kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know if I was thinking about my writing or whatever, but anyway, that was the idea that came to me. And then the next thought that I had was like, wow, he doesn't do that kind of thing. So I have no idea how that's ever going to happen. But I was still in that kind of blissful state and I wasn't really worried about it. I was just excited about the idea. And then about a week later, I got an email saying, Steven has never done this before and he may never do this again, but he's having a one-day workshop in Nashville in September. And so I was like, oh my God, I need to go. And I clicked on the link to look at the details and my excitement dropped when I looked at the price because I was like, fuck, that's a lot of money for a one-day thing. But I knew I had the money and I was still like, I really want to do this. And I forwarded the email to a friend who's also a writer. And all that I said in the email was like, I want to do this. And she replied back, it would be super cool and I would consider it, but I can't because of the price. And that confirmed the same thought that I had when I saw the price. And it kind of confirmed the idea that maybe I shouldn't do this. And so I slept on it. And the next day, I decided to trust the intuitive feeling that I had about doing a workshop over the thoughts that I had about the doubt about the price. And I signed up. So I could have easily talked myself out of doing this because of the money, even though it was something that intuitively I felt called to do. But instead, I decided to trust that intuitive idea that I had before I even knew that the workshop existed. And what this made me reflect on was how there are a lot of common things that people use to talk themselves out of doing stuff. Money is one of them. It's often used as an excuse, even when people have it, because maybe it would seem irresponsible or frivolous or extravagant or something like that to spend it. And actually, on that note, I'm reading a really good book right now about how to stop letting that excuse get in your way. It's called The Illusion of Money, and it's by Kyle Cease. So I would highly recommend that if that is something that you do. And going back to the price of the workshop for a second, I don't actually think this one was overpriced. I just think it's one of my automatic reactions to dismiss things because of the cost, which is a common reaction and something that, my friend could relate to as well. So when you use the same excuses other people use to talk yourself out of doing stuff, it isn't just your fear and hesitation getting in the way. It's other people's excuses now too. It's a way of making your decisions based on what's normal or based on what other people would do, instead of trusting your own judgment about what's the best choice for you. It may be under the guise of trying to be practical or responsible or something like that, but there's no rule that says you have to be practical or responsible. And if you're like, wait, but I do, I've got an episode coming up called The Rules Inside Your Head, so be sure to listen and subscribe to get that one. When you use other people's rationalizations as your own, you're giving away your power because you're making choices based on their opinions, not yours. And I want to be clear about something here. I'm not saying you should always do the thing that seems crazy or irresponsible. I'm saying the decision either way needs to come from you. Your power comes from your decision-making authority over your own life. So you need to determine what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you. When you use the same reasons everyone else is using to talk yourself out of doing stuff, it's a subtle form of trying to be normal. It's a way of valuing what society thinks or what's logical over what you know based on the truth of your experience. Or to put it another way, it's a way of honoring conventional wisdom over your own inner wisdom. Which means, just to flip that around for a second, that it's a way of unconsciously choosing to disconnect from your own inner wisdom. So think about that for a second. When you listen to those other voices, the common excuses, you're not listening to yourself. So don't do that to yourself. You deserve so much better than that. Listen to your heart. Follow that excitement and that intuitive guidance. That'll show you the path that's in highest alignment with your soul. If you need help listening to your heart and trusting yourself to follow it, subscribe to get self-love strategies in your inbox every Sunday. Go to purelightpodcast.com and click on the link that says Get Self-Love Strategies. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.